Let's pull this nasty thing off. It's not nasty, it's just dirty. Sit right there. This one actually has a drain plug, whereas the one in my car does not. But this is what we got instead of the factory pan. There's your part number. This. That is the pan we are going to be running. That just looks awesome. So the reason why we're not going this pan, because it's ugly for one thing, is I wanted to get better cooling for this transmission, and I literally cannot do a deep sump pan. Let me see if this can show you why. Because we're pretty low to the ground. So the reason is I went to a shallow pan, but this is aluminum, so it a few different things. It will dissipate heat easier because it's aluminum and not steel. It is thicker and stronger than that, and it's got these fins which will help cool it for what it is. So can't run deeper, so I might as well try to get it at least getting some cooling in there. And I'm also gonna be running a different transmission cooler, which I'll show you very shortly. I gotta charge this stupid thing every time I go to start it now. I think that battery just shot. Doesn't get driven enough. Less Schwab batteries. Go for our last little jaunt of the year before we pull the transmission out and give her a swap. Still got water on the floor from last time it rained, thanks to the old rubber flooring. And a cold garage keeps it trapped in there for days. That was funny. I think I made some of the oncoming traffic a little nervous when I saw their faces. Tick, 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 tick. Let's get to the work at hand today. I haven't showed you guys these yet, but check out these. Get this out of the way. Perfect. Look at that beefsteak. These are what I'm going to lift my car up on. Had an awesome friend make these for me because frankly his fab shop was a little slow and he needed something to do, and I was talking about, oh yeah, I want to do the 2x4 little pedestals but maybe a little stronger, and this is what he came up with, and it looks freaking fantastic. So it's all just square tube steel. These are only tacked on because he didn't know what the width needed to be. Granted, this is a huge tire, but maybe we'll just break those loose and move them out to the end a little bit more. Or maybe I'll keep them right there. Let me measure this tire. This tire is obviously bigger, but it does settle in there. Not as much as I want, so I think I'm gonna bust these tacks off. That's why he only tacked these. Move them out here a little bit, weld them back together. These are already welded on the corners, inside, on all four insides, and they're tacked on the outsides. I don't think it needs any more welding up there, but for the sake of practice I might. But first things first, I'm gonna get all four of these out. We'll modify them, weld these up solid, and then we'll get the car lifted up on them. And once it's up there on the lift, that means it's gonna be time to start working on the transmission stuff. I've got them all adjusted. I suck at welding. I utterly, completely suck. I'm horrible. I am horrific at welding. I had some good spots, like that wasn't bad. But my problem is, my biggest problem is, I just can't see. I don't know if it's the helmet, it's fogging up so fast. I breathe and instantly it fog up, and then I lose track of the weld. I have a light on there at the same time down there, and I just can't see worth the crap. I don't know if it's this Harbor Freight freaking helmet or not, but if I have to invest in like a nice helmet to get better welds, then I will do that, because man, I feel like when I can see, I do so much better, and then when I'm like winging it, oh my gosh, they're horrible. So anyways, I don't even want to show you guys anything else on that. It's disgusting. But I'm gonna clean up this mess, and we're gonna get the car in here and lift it on there. That was a lot of work. Look at all this room. Oh, come on here so you can see better. That was a lot of freaking work. There it is. We got so much room to work under there now. Literally, it's like up to there on me. See how tall the hood is and open it. Not bad. I can still reach everything. I'll be leaning in a little bit further.
Maybe it's because I didn't understand.
Cool. That took all day. Well, a few hours. First thing I'm gonna do is pull that dipstick out after I catch my breath and just chill. I'm gonna pull the dipstick out so I can check it on the new transmission. And then once I get it adjusted for this one, I'm gonna go ahead and button up the pan on there. And I'll show you some other cool stuff I got for that. I'm gonna monitor stuff on this on the Dakota Digital Dash, and I'll show you how I do that. Let's get this dipstick out of here. first, just to play it safe, throw this under there, just in case she's a little bit of a gusher. That should be good. Let's see. Okay. So I think I only have one screw over there. This is weird. I have to like really lean over to reach that. Oh yeah, she's leaking. Usually I would just pull that stuff out of there and just let it go nuts, but then I'd be pissed because I put some underneath there. So things are changing. I'm maturing. So this is out, and let's get the transmission more accessible and then see where the full marking lands. Let's see if I can do this one-handed. Okay, that looks seated. And holy moly, that is like nowhere close. What? How is that so far off? Are you kidding me? That could have been why we had so many transmission troubles, because that's not even close. I'm gonna mess around with this for just a minute. Okay, this is set at 1/4 inch. And if you put it right here on the edge, you can't really tell from your angle, but 1/4 inch is just about at the beginning of that radius of that lip. So from this point down to like that point right there. And that is at least like an 1/8 inch short. And there is some play in these. Let me mess around with this, because that Allen wrench, there's a little Allen wrench fitting right here. Receiving pulled out enough. All right, this is at its max adjustment. That tip would legit, is still just a hair below the pull line. And then another thing is, if you look at this reader, let me pull this out of here real quick. This says full on this end and low on the other end. And so if I can't even get any fluid to register the tip as being full, then how's it gonna reach up there? This thing is like 1 inch too short. So I'm going to research that. I'm going to get with Lokar and check that. I would say this is a warning, because if that was registering low, like that means I had this transmission way overfilled. It was way overfilled because it wasn't even registering on the dipstick. And so when I pulled the dipstick out, fluid came out, which means well, of course it circulates, so actually I don't know, honestly, but if I had fluid on this dipstick and say it was even registering halfway, that was that much too full what it should have been, because this barely even reaches to the, that doesn't even come close to reaching the full mark. So fluid went way past that, which may have been a problem. So I would say watch out for these Lokar dipsticks. I have it maxed out on its adjustment. I'm gonna contact them and see what they're gonna say. Hopefully Maybe they'll send me a new one, because this is crap. This is an expensive dipstick. This wasn't a cheapo. So I'll do some research. I'll be back, but Christmas is the next weekend, this coming weekend, so I'm gonna have a little extra time, and I'm hoping to start pulling the transmission out of here. I don't have the converter yet, but I'm hoping it'll show up in time, and it'll give me time to figure out the dipstick issue and at least get me moving forward and give me something to do. I'll get that all taken care of. So anyways, more coming. I'm excited to have it up this high because I've never had this much room working on this car. Whenever I did all the fuel lines, everything I ever did in this car, it was never this high. So it's just like a poor man's lift, and I'm so excited because there's so much room in there. I can like nap under there. It's gonna be great. Anyways, I'll talk to you guys later.